Y'all come on in. Give me a second. I'm trying to share it out to all these groups. Appreciate y'all coming in. Appreciate y'all coming in. Give me 1 second. I got a lot of groups to share it to, man. I want to thank everybody, especially man. I know it's been a long time since I've been on YouTube. You know what I mean? So I know they can't wait to get a load of me. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Oh man. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Y'all coming in here, man? Look here, please. Say your name. Where you from? What what kind of printer and everything you got? Woo. How y'all doing? Ooh, I ain't got no comments. Ain't got no comments. They don't let me. Oh, there you go. Let me get some likes too, man. Let me get some likes. Please, can I get them likes? Can I get them likes? Larry, what's up, baby? What's going on? Y'all, let me go. I gotta get my admins together. Y'all gotta excuse me. It's been a while. It's been a while, been a while, been a while. What's up, Larry? What's up? Mr. Corona? What's going on? Man, say we got 18 people in here. I'll give it a few minutes. Give it a few minutes. How y'all doing? You heard? Before we get started, say I want to let y'all know. Y'all see it, man? Is it blinking? Is we blinking? I just want to make sure that you know what I'm saying. That it's blinking. You know what I'm saying. Uh, Now my people want me to let y'all know that you know what I'm saying. Don't look directly into the blade because we is not responsible. You know what I'm saying for eye retina damage. And is I'm live? I'm not live on YouTube. Damn, I'm not live. I thought I was live. I'm supposed to be live. How y'all doing? What do you think? Oh yeah. We definitely finna talk about it. We finna talk about it. We finna talk about it. In just a second. That's a great question. Hey, make sure y'all any questions y'all have. Like I say, basically we're here. We finna talk about the state of DTF. You know what I'm saying? And but before we get into that, y'all already know I gotta pay some bills. But first and foremost, I want to tell y'all thank y'all. I appreciate y'all so much for coming in here, being with us tonight. You know, y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all chose to come out here and rock with the big boy. You know, definitely appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? First of all, we might go and get started. I want to give a shout out to, you know, all the groups, you know what I'm saying, that let me go live in their group. DTF for beginners, Big Boy Prince, DTF for rookies. I forgot to go under the episode of my bad. Crafter's Journey. Definitely want to Elegant S and Elegant. Do you mind sharing this live in the group? I forgot a couple of groups. Now, definitely want to give a shout out to Miss Latrice Graham and Crafter's Journey for letting us go live in her group. Like I say, y'all know that this is brought to you by the old big boy. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, y'all make sure y'all go check us out. You know what I'm saying? Big boy, big boy. And I want to holler at my boy, Mr. Definitely want to holler at my boy, um, Foster Bird or War Rap. Y'all definitely go holler at him. Y'all ever need some transfers? He does everything 3D. We're gonna have him on next week. Like I say, y'all come on in. Let me know who y'all. Let me know who y'all is. Come on in. Come on in. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Like I said, I want to thank everybody. Appreciate everybody last week. We had close to about 1,500 views. So I want to thank everybody definitely for coming out and rocking with us. Y'all excuse me. So I'm sorry. I got a little bit nervous. Let me get my drink. Excuse me. So what I want to do is, first of all, I want to bring in our panel of guests right quick. Talk about, like I say, the current things of the t-shirt industry. If you have any questions about what's going on, please put it in the chat, and we will definitely get to them. We got some old friends, and we got some new friends. First of all, I want to bring everybody in so they can introduce themselves. First of all, everybody say hello to everybody.
What
Hey,
it do?
Hey,
hey.
all right. So now, first, we want to start with. I'm gonna start with Mr. Elegant Edits. Y'all, this won't be
Okay.
your first. Oh, I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
No, I was saying, okay. I'm in the hot seat. All right.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Janarius Arthur Young. People call me Jay because of my initials. I'm also known as Elegant for whatever reason. I guess people didn't know my name. So started out DTF printing. I guess it's been about 4 years now, almost 4 years. Um, have a YouTube channel called Elegant Edits. And I have a company called Pop DTF where we do all types of stuff now, from inks and transfers and stuff as well. Been in the printing industry almost 13, 14 years now. So I've seen a lot come and go, but I really think the DTF is here to stay. I think it's not so old to where it's not yes necessarily saturated, but it's not so new that it's not tried and proven in terms of the results and washability. Yeah, that's enough about me. But I'm an open book. So
uh, Now we want to go next to Miss Andrea Roberts. How you doing today? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, good afternoon.
Can't hear you. Oh, can't hear you. Can't hear you. Oh. Well, why we can't hear you? Why you working on that mic? There, Dorian, go right ahead and introduce yourself to the people while we let Miss Roberts get the mic together.
What's going on, family, man? My name is Dorian Ross. I've been playing with shirts for about 3 or 4 years, maybe a little longer. I can't remember. I started with heat transfer vinyl, the little stuff you used to get from Walmart where you used to print it on your printer and heat press. I did that. I did the sublimation for a while. And I just got so burned out with sublimation. I'm just gonna be totally honest. But then I also I used to do photography. So when it comes to graphics on shirts, man, I've been trying to launch my own clothing line. I was buying stuff overseas and having it sent to me. And you know how that is. You got to spend so much money, spend on shipping, and you only making $3 off the material because nobody want to pay for nothing. So, man, my man Foster Bird, shout out to him. He introduced me to your product. He said, hey, bro, I called him and I said, man, I'm trying to get into DTF. He said, bro, go get you some big boy ink. I said, what do I need? This man sent me everything I possibly could have and said, but make sure you can get all this stuff here, but make sure you get you some big boy ink. Man, I got my printer and stuff a couple weeks ago. I hooked everything up, I did everything I possibly could, and I printed something out. And I was like, sweet Jesus, it's on and popping from here. So that's me. I'm new to the DTF game, man, but it's amazing. I love it.
Okay, Miss Roberts, how you? Oh. Just 1 second. Try to make sure. Oh. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, hold on. There we go. There we go.
All right, can you hear me better now?
Oh, yes, ma'am. There you go. We got you now.
All right, so it's on and popping now.
Yes,
I apologize about that. We had to slow my roll for a second so we could come in right and tight. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. Miss Roberts, please introduce yourself to the people.
All right, I am Andrea Roberts of God Says to Design. So we put God first, but the gift is the art. So I do everything from visual arts where we draw and paint. I can sit here and do that. But to save time, we have now introduced to the graphic design game artificial intelligence art. So for short, we call it AI art. with that, we do prompt engineering. And so I met Mr. Big Boy through his diamonds. That's what I'm gonna call it, okay? Because he got everything from the DTF ink, he got the sublimation game on lock, and he got the bling bling, baby. So when I was searching high, low, far, and wide to see who had the best products on the market, I ran into Big Boy. I first saw one of his shops on Etsy, and then I came back through on Facebook. I had been following him on YouTube, but in order to get close to the material, I found his groups on Facebook. And with that being said, AI art is really taking off. So, you know, truth be told, he saw some of the things that I was doing. And I think that at the end of the day, it's a lovely thing where you can take something that is inside your head and bring that visual to life. So it's changing the game, because what I do is basically any photo that you have, I can basically enhance that. Okay, so if you add prompt engineering into it, then that brings the technology, the math, and the science to the forefront. And that allows you within 5 minutes at the smallest to an hour to get it right. You can come up with something that is unique. Nobody else has it. And you can either do a one of one, or you can duplicate it. And you can make the t-shirt game something that is just remarkable. You can walk around with a genius masterpiece on your chest, on your feet, on your back, any type of apparel or drinkware. So I also do sublimation shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, sweaters, pullovers, as well as the mugs and the tumblers. Now I can press that in-house, or we can send it out. And we got people like Big Boy, as well as Mr. Elegance Edits, as well as Dorian, that have access to other vendors where we can get that stuff printed. So, you know, it's changing the game, and I'm here for it. So anything that you're curious about, you just let me know.
You know, that's a perfect segue to my first question. You know, I know people like I'm still like a rookie. I haven't even really been in the t-shirt game that long, maybe about 4 or 5 years. But I like to hear. I got different people like Mr. Dorian. He's been doing t-shirt for a little while, and you have people like Mr. Elegant X, who has his own shop, and you have people like Miss Andrea Roberts, which, like I said, I see her with her wonderful graphic designs. So basically, what I want to ask y'all, within the last 5 years, how do you think that software has changed the t-shirt industry? And I want to go as far as like 5 years ago. Like I'm gonna say before the AI, and I want you to speak on before the AI and before like DTG and DTF. You know, you had the, you know, just the vinyl and the sublimation, and how has, you know, the AI and the DTF changed the game within the last 5 years?
I'll jump in, man. Just the simplicities of, you can design and edit directly from your phone. Yep. Just the level of technology that you can put in on your phone and accomplish the task of that magnitude. Even with how I used to have to use the Cricut or the Silhouette to cut everything, then go through the weeding process, then you got to go through the layering process. You know what I'm saying? The tedious work that was behind that, just to get you just spent 30 minutes to an hour trying to get that one first shirt right. You know? And so then I was like, man, then you wanted to get in the screen print, but do you have room enough for the screen print machine? How many screens you gonna make at a time? You know what I'm saying? Do you have the proper storage for the screens? So I'm like, okay, man, you know what? Well, I look into Direct to Garment, see if I can get me one of those printers. Yeah, you got you $20,000 laying around back then. You can get you a printer and get started. But then the maintenance behind it, I mean, man, so now with this here for people like myself, it's unlimited to the possibilities for the creativity and even learning to use AI and allow it to assist you in what you're doing, instead of just having to go to Photoshop or any kind of editing program, you can just find yourself getting on. Like I'm like now, man. It's a blessing.
Thank you. Miss Roberts, could you? I want to say Mr. Ennis for last, because I know one thing I can say, especially with you being a graphic designer, you designing things. I know with AI, I know especially I know it has to make it a whole lot easier, and especially with the technology of like Facebook, Instagram. You know, it makes it a whole lot easier to get your art out there. Because back in the day, you used to have a gatekeeper. So can you elaborate on it? Just a little bit, please.
I will piggyback on exactly what Mr. Dorian was saying as far as when you get your hands on tiny computers, the technology is at your fingertips. So what you have is access to phones, which back in the day, we used to have the little Nokia where you could sit and play Snake. We are way past that. You have the laptops, you have the tablets, you have the iPad. So we're just talking about technology for a second. Okay. So when back in the day, you used to need a cartridge, then they upgraded to the floppy disk. Then you had the USB drive that you could stick into the computer in order to obtain and save some of that hard drive data. And so then you went from the micro bits to the gigabytes to the terabytes to the SD cards. Okay. So what we're doing is we're taking the size of the big floppy disk, which you used to have to stick into that computer, that thing we could get some in color, but that thing was black. And if you pull it out too fast, you know what I'm saying? You would lose your data because that little silver part would flip up off in there. And you're like, oh no, you know, and then this computer would shut down. You had to do Control Alt Delete. And then you scroll for a while and then AOL to dial in, all of that. The game has changed. So now we got Wi-Fi. Okay. So long as you have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and some type of way to connect, any type of phone that has internet access for the worldwide internet, you can get online. And guess what? A lot of the devices and software and apps are free, because as things get more and more technologically advanced, you no longer need to download a software which will take up a lot of megabytes memory on your device, a lot of RAM, storage space. Okay. So with that being said, we need it quick. Time is money. Money is time. Okay. So they put it on a phone. If you can get onto the internet, plan A through Z, okay, you always need a backup. Plan A through Z, long as you can get on the internet, you don't even need to have access to the software, which we have to buy on a disc. You remember the CD disc? You put that CD disc in that computer and you had to, spend $800 plus. Now you can do it for the free, because with AI technology, you have the computers, the robots can now do the work for you. But guess what? You always need a human. The human is the one that can actually engineer the program. You need a human in order to navigate what the thoughts are. The microbits and the coordinates, the codes that are in the systems, they can execute the code. But the human has to be the one to put those verbs, subjects, predicates together so that you can have a cohesive sentence. Once you do that, what's the camera angle? What is the backlighting? What is the subject at hand? Is it going to be watercolor? Is it going to be acrylic? Is it going to be airbrush? Is it going to be an oil painting? Is it going to be photorealistic, ultra photorealistic? Is it going to be hyper ultra realistic? Is it going to be animalistic? You have to find exactly what the code is, and that's what the humans are for. So long as the technology advances, humans must stay ahead of the trend so that they can integrate that information with their business. The ones that do not want to succeed in business and they want to stay stuck in them old ways of doing stuff, you can sit there and screen print all day, shoving that paint flying everywhere. You can keep doing that. That's fine. Okay. But there's going to come a time where their customer's going to say, I don't just want a standard one color family reunion shirt. I don't want to sit there and weed vinyl for 3 to 6 hours. picking them little small intricate tree leaves off and, going on and on. They're going to come in and say, hey, I want to do something this year where you say, throw me a Uno deck, 2024 family reunion on the beach, Daytona. Can you come up with something? So you're going to say, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Pull that phone out your pocket. Pull it up. You no longer need Photoshop, Affinity, Procreate, those mega apps. You can actually go to the App Store. You got Google Play. You got Apple Play. You have stores that have access to apps. And even if you can't get access to apps, you can now get access to the technology with the web link. Okay. And then you do have some softwares like Canva, which are merging Affinity together. Okay. So you're getting the different data and graphic warehouse. We're going to call them mega studios. They put them together. And once they do that, then the prompt engineering is where it's getting different. When you put the prompt engineering together with the art, see, you still have to be an artist, because if you don't have a vision, without a vision, you will fail. You must plan in order to stay ahead. Okay. Right. So that's where somebody like Big Boy comes in at. He can pull a panel of different people together. Okay. And then we can sit and make it work. But things have taken off because 5 years ago, I might have been sitting at a table with my pencil, a t-shirt, and I'm sitting there drawing it. Okay. So this is a one-of-one. Okay. I might stand back with my camera and take a picture of what I did, send it off to a scanner, upload it into the computer. But guess what? There was no way to really duplicate the quality that you can get now. Yeah. Everything is about quality. So I deal in sublimation. That's one of the reasons why I like it, because whatever I put into that computer with the graphic arts, the words and things like that, then it can formulate exactly what I'm looking for. If you have the correct formula of ink, it has to be the right recipe. If it ain't the right recipe, it ain't going to work. I don't care what you put in. Okay. So if you have the correct formula of ink along with the graphic, and that graphic is popping, then it's a great thing. But here's the thing. If they come in, they say, hey, I want color. That's where you come in with the DTF. Then you have a customer that come in and say, I want something exclusive today. That's when they come in with the rhinestone. So 5 years ago, it may have taken me 12 hours to create your t-shirt. After I draw it, then I got to turn around and paint it. Okay. So I would use the fabric paint, the acrylic paints, and I would paint it by hand. So you would have a one-of-one, but the quality and the precision was not there. There was no cutter for me. It wasn't. I didn't use the vinyl. I did it by hand. So AI technology is basically a thought. It might take me 1 week to come up with something really unique, because when you put the prompt in, you don't necessarily get it immediately. You might have to put that prompt in about 10 times. Put it in, 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 put it in. And then you're going, wait a minute, I don't like that. Let me put it in this other app. Put it in, put it in, put it in, put it in, put it in. I don't like that. Let me go back to the first app. Let me change one of the words that I use. Let me use in award winning. Let me use in photo of the year. Let me use in natural. If you do that, then it changes the way that photo looks. Photorealistic, photorealism. And I'm also a photographer too. So again, when we're talking about different lightings, I know how to position those words, because again, you have to be an artist in the mind first in order to bring those designs to life. So it might take me at the minimum 2 hours to come up with it. And at the longest, it might take me 1 week, because then I got to still manipulate on the screen with the graphics, those ideas. How do they fit? How will this be unique for this customer? Remove the background and things like that. So technology is really advancing to a point where if you are really interested, you can make millions in this t-shirt game. Everybody has a chance to eat. It's enough money out here for all of us. Do not get stuck in the idea that it's oversaturated. I can't do this. No, it's a way for everybody to stand out. And you make the correct connections and have the correct data, information, and technology. That's what we're here for. Then you can make great advancements. So 5 years ago, a group like this, a cohort like this was not available. You had YouTube University, you had Google. Good luck.
Yeah.
30 years ago, you had Encyclopedia Britannica, you had World Book Encyclopedia, and you had the library. This information was not available. So the data is here with social media. You have apps like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, Google, YouTube, and it brings everything to the forefront. So you don't even need a website anymore to make it happen. Long as you got a page where somebody can find you, you can make it happen.
Amen. All right, man, we showed, man, that was a lot of information. That was a lot. We appreciate that. You covered a lot. You really took. I wasn't even thinking that deep. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give it to you. That was pretty thorough. You know what I'm saying? I like that. It was pretty thorough. Mr. Elegant, I don't know how you gonna follow up on that one, brother. But
So, well, first off, I want to take off my invisible hat to Ms. Roberts here, because you addressed a lot of things that people don't realize on both sides. And when I say both sides, I'm involved in two separate communities, one being the design community and the other being people that print t-shirts. So when we think in terms of AI, I want to think of it in terms of it being a tool. So there are some design like purists, like my degree is in design. My degree is in design, but at the same time, I've never been presented with the question of a customer asking me, hey, let me see your degree, or what are your qualifications to do my design for me? No one's ever asked me that question. So then, and I'm not downing school, you learn different things and you meet different people. So it's good for connections. But all I'm saying with that is that all of that amount of schooling didn't help in terms of finishing an order for a client. So if someone is getting into the t-shirt or the t-shirt printing, whatever, garment decorating industry, we are trying to provide a quality product for someone, and oftentimes it's at the last minute. And if we think in terms of time, the most precious commodity that we have, you as a designer, from a design standpoint, we are no longer in a space as a business owner to carefully curate this design with a sketch and then move over into scanning it and digitizing it and vectorizing it as we did in the past. And so for the dinosaurs of the printing industry, the design purists, graphic art purists, I think they'll be left behind if they don't utilize the tool that's in front of us. Because how many times have we as designers spent so much time on one sketch or one concept, and the customer is like, I'm not really feeling that. But those are hours that you put into it, and you have to tell them with a straight face, okay, yeah, I'll go back to the drawing board. Yeah, they're paying for the time, but at what point do you have to cap the time out? Or at what point do you come to realize that no one wants to pay $100 for a design before you even make it to a t-shirt? And that's for one shirt. So there's a balance that we have to find there, and I find that AI is the fastest way to get the ideas out there. And as Ms. Roberts mentioned, you still have to have some sort of vision or direction or some sort of understanding of designs, or at least be very perceptual. When you see and you take in the data or the information of what the client wants, you have to articulate that to the computer or to your phone. And so there's still a level of skill and proficiency that you have to learn and cultivate in order to produce a quality print in a reasonable amount of time. Because before you even make it to the printer, there's a long process that goes into the artwork itself, whether you do it via AI or you just design it yourself. But I'm a fan of telling people that you have to start somewhere, and I don't want to discourage people from starting to start out by saying, "Oh, you're not a real designer," or that, "Oh, that's AI. Get it out of here." It's all about how fast can you produce that shirt with quality for the customer. And again, just being in this industry for so long, I've seen a lot of stuff come and go, but I welcome AI with open arms, because I view it if I had to compare it to anything, it would probably be um, uh, Henry Ford's, the Model T. And I think it's Gary Vaynerchuk, but he said a day before Henry Ford unveiled the Model T, some poor guy bought 1,000 horses, and that guy lost. And so you don't want to be on that side of the fence where you're so much into your head to where you don't realize where we're headed as a society, and know that Amazon started all of this with the speed of production. So when someone places an order, they want it done yesterday. And it doesn't matter how we feel about it. What matters is, are you the person to get it done for me yesterday? And you charge them, rush fee, or you don't. But I don't want to be too winded on it. But yeah, that's what I see from both sides. Those communities of like, AI, no, get it out of here. It's not real. And also me, I've had to understand that you don't have to design on the laptop. I have customers and subscribers that they're telling me, hey, I just got Photoshop, but I don't know how to use it. I just got Illustrator. And they're like, I like using it on my tablet. And inside of me, I cringe like, but I see the work that they put out and it's great. So how do I reconcile those two things? Like, I can't really knock it if it's great, if it scales well, it's at 300 DPI, I'm ready to print. So I have fallen victim. I'm guilty of looking at something and saying, you did it on a tablet, you did it on your phone, pull it up on the computer, load it into the RIP, and I'm like, no, it's at scale, everything's ready to go. So you have to be willing to adapt to the things around you, or you'll get left behind. But yeah, I'm done on that. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Now I want to holler at we have a question from one of our people in the panel. I think I'm gonna address this. Y'all don't have to address it if you want to, because I know it's a couple of people who don't, like I say, real new into the DTF industry. Like I say, if you don't have to speak on it. Like I say, most people don't really know long effects. Well, basically, I'm gonna put it like this. This is what I'm gonna say. And anything you do, any job you go to, you have to be safe. You have to wear your PPE. You know what I'm saying? You got to be safe. That's, pretty much that's what I'm gonna say. You got to be safe. You can't be out here doing stupid things. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not gonna say. Well, apologize for saying stupid, but you have to be smart. Any job you go to, I'm put like this: if you go to a job and they catch you not using your PPE, 9 chances I tell you, you're not going to be there. You're going to be fired, because you have to be safe. And if you don't take safety precautions, things happen. I can't speak on if this did. There's no. I don't think I haven't seen any proof. Last time I heard it hasn't been proven. I feel like people have their own idea. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you believe, okay. But me, I like to see some paperwork. But I appreciate. I'm glad that it did bring the awareness to DTF, and I make sure that this is nothing. It's not a game we play with. You need to make sure when you do this that you have gloves and you have a safety mask, because just like anything. And this is one of the questions I was going to ask. Like I say, with these new technologies, just like sublimation has gas. You know what I mean? It's they have when you press it, there's gases that come up. With the new technology, there comes new risk. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about, what do you think about not even just with DTF, just period in this industry alone? How do y'all feel about people needing to, use PPE, being safe when doing, like I say, even with the sublimation, even when using a heat press, if you don't use a heat press properly, those things are 200-300 degrees, depending on what you're pressing. Say you're pressing vinyl. I think we all need to be safe and, use the proper precautions that, what needs to be used. Like I can say, like on most of these things, they have warning labels. You know, when you send it out, you know, they have labels. You know, wear masks, wear gloves, don't consume it. But we're gonna be okay. It's no problem. It's just one time. So how do y'all feel about what if you do want just not even about that, just about it's definitely on us because we're up here with the people. We the first line of defense. You know what I'm saying? We need to teach these people that, hey, you need to make sure that you have your safety gloves. You need to make sure that you have the mask. How do you feel? Like I'm a little excited about the awareness of the safety. How do y'all feel about the like the safety of because this is our business. This is our health. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, especially like Mr. Elegant, you have a newborn. How do you feel about like the safe, just the safety aspect of, like I say, even with the sublimation and vinyl and everything else?
So, and I want to try to be as unbiased as possible with the person that put this information out and caused this ripple or was a wave in the industry, if you want to call it that. I'll just stick to the claims. What I would like to see is, just trying to be careful. The internet is forever.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to choose my words. I think that when we're presented with information, I think we need to delve more into the person that's presenting the information and look at their history, their track record. Aside from that, we want to be sensitive because, cancer is it's a very serious topic. So I don't want to downplay the severity of, what it could lead to. But at the same time, I would much rather that person present, at least have a doctor or something like that weigh in. I know you have your paperwork and stuff like that. It's personal, with your bill of health. So I'm not saying he has to put that information out there, but I would be more inclined to take it a little bit more seriously if that person provided at least to do the awareness. Like Big Boy went live, I think that was last week or maybe the week before last. Was that last week? But you went live and you talked about the awareness side. You didn't just say, hey, this causes cancer, or this caused my cancer, or this, I know someone that this caused cancer to. You opened up the floor for awareness and to make people aware that it may be possible. But I would like to see someone in the medical field or a chemist that just, we know we have a network of, a bunch of people around. And I think that it's still, so DTF is still new. We talked about that a little bit earlier, that I don't know for certain. So I can't say that it causes cancer or it doesn't, but just, I don't know. The person that said this, I don't think he's the first person to do DTF printing, despite what people may believe or the information that's put out there. But what I would say is that I would like to hear from a much credible source and people that are trained in this field. But follow what the instructions say. That powder is allowed to come into the States for a reason. Amen. And you have people like Big Boy, they're getting pallets of the stuff in. And especially with it being powder. So the requirements for things to enter this country are so stringent that I don't know. I want to stick to just saying I don't know. That's my take on it. And I'm gonna shut up now and mute my mic.
Let me say this, and this is for the ones that's I sell this, so I do my research. We need to quit saying that this is DTF powder. No. This ain't DTF. This is powder adhesive. See, powder adhesive been around since screen printing 50, 60 years ago. Let's keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? DTF powder adhesive. We can look it up. We can go to the MSDS, all that. So that's what I'm gonna say. This ain't been nothing new. This ain't nothing new. You could call it DTF powder if you want to, but it's just powder adhesive. It's been around a very long time, and they've been using it a very long time. Just
So one more point. So the last thing that I heard before pre possible cancer awareness, I think that the last thing that I heard about with the testing was that the toxicity of the powder doesn't come from it gassing off or anything like that. It happens when it's burned. So when we're curing it, we aren't burning it. You're not lighting it on fire. It's being heated up to pretty high temperature. But that was where we left off, is that we aren't lighting the powder on fire. We're heating it. But again, that's just conjecture until we hear from a person who does this in a lab every day. So I just want to be sensitive on this topic, but at the same time, just do our due diligence. And it's still too new to know, but I'd like to hear it from someone. There's someone, we got tens of thousands of people in these groups, and someone's aunt or sister or father is a chemist or is a doctor, medical doctor, and we can just ask them a question.
Well,
have a look at the MSDS sheet and weigh in on it.
I had somebody on the medical field last week, and they was very outspoken.
She came on to the teeth. Yeah,
she was very, very outspoken. Now that was a question from the from the crowd. I want to give one of these questions that I have, and this one kind of reminds me of what Miss Andrea was talking about. With the t-shirt game being a lot easier to get in because, like I said, you have the AI, you have the DTF, where you didn't have to vinyl layer by layer and sublimation, and it was a hard sell because it was polyester, and so now that you can print on almost anything with the DTF, and it is a lot easier to make an image. That used to be my biggest thing, man. These images, these dope images, and put it out there to make that sale. It's a lot easier. Back in the day, you started with vinyl, then you went to sublimation, and then you made it to DTF. But now you don't even gotta start with vinyl no more. All you need is a heat press and call your local. Hey, look her up in the humanity. I need my 34 of them by next Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Look, whatever it costs, I got you. So with it being so easy for everybody to get in the t-shirt game and DIY, we're not gonna say t-shirt, we're gonna say DIY. It's so easy for people to get in there, and as what people do first, man, they think, I'm gonna start telling shoes, everybody selling shirts for $25, I'm gonna sell mine for $22. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna come out there at me because I'm selling mine for $3 less. You know what I'm saying? So would you say, and I've heard people say this before, would you say it's making the t-shirt, it's watering down the t-shirt game? And I want to start with Miss Roberts, because earlier she had said that it's enough money for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I've been talking to a lot of people, they like, man, it's hard out here for a pimp.
As a matter of fact, I've been trying to elevate my game. Okay, so again, that's how I ran into Mr. Big Boy right here, because I'm learning, just like with everything else that you do, there are levels to this. Okay, so let's just say a young man out of high school, we're just gonna give a scenario. A young man out of high school, he gets him a heat press for Christmas, and he has a design in his head that he's copied and pasted with clip art. Okay, we're gonna make it work with what we have. Okay, he's using Microsoft Word, he prints it off, and at the end of the day, he gets that off to a DTF person, and they give him his print. Okay, so we're gonna come current with it. He got a DTF print, so he's cutting them sheets and he's making it work. Okay, but what he does is not going to be consistent to what someone who has premium apparel does, because there are years in the game, there are skills to this, there's education to this, and there's a different formula to this. Okay, so where he might be using clip art, we might be prompt engineering over here with the AI. Okay, and so my AI may not look like your AI, because we don't have the exact same words to formulate exactly what we're looking for. And so once my design meets your design, there's a customer for you, there's a customer for me, There's a market for me here in Atlanta, GA, okay, with my swag on it. I'm gonna put my stank on it down here in GA, all right? And then there might be some for you over there in Florida, some for you over there in Texas, okay, with the Tabasco sauce. It might be some up there in the Big Apple, New York. There's something in everybody's market which is custom to you. And so those little old ladies down at the church, they might say, you know, we really like Andrea over there. You know, they're going to call me the wrong name. I don't know why they do that. We really like Andrea over there. So I want to shop with her. And then somebody might be like, hold on. I was looking through the newspaper and I see Big Boy offers rhinestones. Wait a minute. That's some premium apparel. Can you do this? And I'd be like, hold on. Let me get on my phone. Big Boy, I need me some of them rhinestones. Let me get me about 12 pallets of them rhinestones right there. You got any templates? You got any templates? Let me brush them in. Can you do me a quick one-on-one course so I can learn how to brush them stones in? You know what I'm saying? Can you go ahead and do that?
Yes, well.
So depending on what it is that client needs and what they're looking for, they might be in a little sorority with the shaking of the head. All right. You know, with the hurt. They might want something different on it. All right. They might be the little boys that, you know, got the mirror in their hand, got a little something going on from the colleges and the sororities and the HBCUs. So they might not want the clip art. That's cute, but everybody got that. I done seen that on my phone. I went in Google. I went on Etsy. I don't want that. What can you do for me differently? So it's all about how you present it. Yeah. You may not even prompt engineer. You might still be old school using Google, Adobe for high resolution images. You might not be in AI at all. That's fine. But how you present it, you might be using those new apps like Kittl in order to take that image in there with whatever art is already there and move it around for the DTF, remove that transparent image, that background, or put it on a white background for the sublimation so we can print it off and do our DTF thing. Either way it go, there's enough in the market for everybody to stand out. It's all about how you market it. But guess what? They're not going to find you if you at home and you ain't saying nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Now, let me say this. I want to take this to Mr. Elegant Edits. And one of the reasons I have him on the show is because he has a storefront. So everything is a little different when you have to have that extra rent, the extra light bill, the extra water bill, and then you got old boy over here, he getting started with that clipboard. You know, you got good quality for $39.99, and he say, man, I slap it together for $19.99. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what's the question?
Oh, okay. The question is, like, since it's so easy, especially like, okay, since you have a lot of the overhead with the shop, and you have a lot of people that can say they can just, instead of, you know, a lot of people used to go through the, you know, like I say, start with the vinyl sublimation and DTF. Well, now with a lot of DTF and the transfers and the AI art, there's a lot of people just buying the heat press and getting the transfer. So would, like I say, would you say it's like watering down the market? Would you say it's harder for people like you that has a shop?
I don't think so. You know, I think as Ms. Roberts mentioned that there are many different types of customers, you know, that are looking for different things. And this world is a huge place, let alone Texas itself. So we definitely get the foot traffic, you know, and it's not just me up here in the suite. We split the cost amongst you. You've met Hosea and Tracy. So we have a barber here in the suite, and Hosea does the oil. So I don't want to present to make it look like what we're doing up here is bigger than what it really is. And I printed from my home for the first 9 years. So I think that there, like you said, there's a customer for everybody. And yes, we get the foot traffic, but I will say, so it's a personal store. So my bro, Hosea, so he does the oils up here at the oil spot in the suite here. So he said he came by the house and I printed, I think it was product labels. It wasn't even t-shirts, but he was like, man, these look so great. And he said, man, you do great prints, but like nobody can see him. And I said, oh, like that's okay. I'm just trying to do this for me. I hadn't even had the YouTube channel, nothing like that. I always said I was gonna make one day, but I don't think I would have done it had I not been in the brick and mortar space because I'm a private person by nature. So that's what geared my response to him when he said, well, what do you think about, he said, we'll get it all in writing, but what do you think about just coming up to the shop, just bring a couple of printers? And I said, brick and mortar is dying. Like I said, I said, everybody's on Amazon. I don't think brick and mortar is going to be a big thing. You've got people like Amazon that are doing like virtual grocery shopping and stuff like that, where you can. So I didn't even believe in brick and mortar. And he told me, he said, Jay, what if brick and mortar doesn't die for another 15 years? You're going to miss out on 15 years worth of money. And he said, people know, or you have good prints, but nobody knows it. And that's something you also told me the other day. You said, man, you have the greatest product in the world if no one sees it. And so me being a private person by nature, I had to come out of that shell. I'm not timid or anything like that, but I just prefer to work alone in my house and walk away and take a break and come back and work. So I was used to that. Well, when you're in a brick and mortar space, we're open. We're open for business. So people can come in at any time. So I may not be finished with an order and I've got a guy standing behind me like, hey, Jay, my stuff ready? And so inside me, like the private me is like, hey, I told you, man, like it'll be ready when it's ready. Or like, I just want to work. I don't want you hovering over my shoulder type deal. But so there's different things that you have to kind of evolve. And then, so I think some people will be better off, especially starting out, just doing it from home. You have one set of expenses, like you were saying. So I tell people I'm here to pay rents, plural. So it's and it can really drown you. And I'm just being 100% honest with y'all. It can drown you, but the thing about drowning when you're in a space and you've got a sign out there on the door and you have equipment and stuff, you can't just give up when you have a slow month. You have to continue to push through the issues and try to ride it for as long as you can. And the other things that people don't tell you about it's just the city. The city may come in with code compliance and say, hey, this isn't up 6 inches off the ground, or that in the bathroom, there's a little crack right there. You need to crack this or you can't maintain occupancy. Some laws are really stringent like that with the city, but no one will ever tell you that until you sign that lease. You think it's just, I'll find a building, this is going to work, the street's right here, plenty of foot traffic, and you're ready. And you've got a whole another set of expenses that was not accounted for while you're trying to work and print and make money. So I don't think many people talk about that, but just count the cost. With the powder and the cancer, count the cost and be careful. And if anything, count the cost before building your house, and you start with the foundation. But yeah, I don't think by someone buying a shirt from me, I don't think, or by other people buying from somebody right down the street that's printing out of their garage, I'll welcome them. I'll tell people about your shop. I don't, it's the if you just keep your head down, do the work, learn the craft, you can appeal to your customer, and they'll appeal to their customer.
Amen. And like I say, Mr. Elegance, I sell ink. Mr. Elegance sell ink. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we cool. It's not like rap. When, I better not see you. Oh, I better not see you. It's on. You know what I'm saying? Nah, come on, man. We all get together and make this money. Now, Mr. Dory. Well, now one of the reasons I like Mr. Dory is because he is just beginning in the DTF game, and he just got out of the sublimation. It ain't nothing wrong with sublimation. The low box, you know what I'm saying? What is it like coming out of that box, man? And now it's like you can put anything on any fabric. You know what I'm saying? Now you can tell your customers, look, man, I can do. I got you. You know what I'm saying? And you know, with the detail, the way it feel. You know, usually I can slap a piece of paper on your shirt and be like, here you go. You know what I'm saying? So how does that feel, man? To get just come out of bondage. You know what I'm saying? Be like, I can do whatever. You know what I mean?
For me, it did feel like a box.
Yeah, I already know.
Miss Roberts, we love you. And I appreciate everything that you do for this game. Let me say that first. You are born to do what you're doing. Keep pushing. We need people like you. But for me, like this is an old shirt. This is a shirt that sat in my closet maybe about 3 years. Because I bought it to do sublimation with. But I didn't do nothing with the shirt. And so I was like, man, I got tired of buying polyester shirts. Light colored polyester shirts. I just got so tired of them. On the floor over there, my wife just came the other day, said, hey, you got some old shirts in here? I said, yeah. But I didn't want to touch them shirts at first, but then it clicked and be like, dude, you're not doing sublimation. You could just put an image on the shirts and whatever you want to do, whatever color you want to use, and just go for it. Or, because you're just starting, those are your practice shirts. Make as many mistakes as you possibly can make without trying to make any money off the products. Yeah, you're spending money, but you're learning. And so that was the benefit. And even using a dark color shirt, now I can go get me dark red, blue, green, yellow, black shirts and just throw on any image that I want to throw on. And be honest, man, if you wasn't doing an all over sublimation with bright colors, it didn't seem like it was just as vibrant as you want to. Now my colors be popping.
Testify, brother. Testify. Oh, I'm sorry.
He's about to cry just thinking about it.
Yeah, help me.
Like you unleashed the beast.
Y'all, I got some images, man, that I've been using that I'm about to use, and just to see the vibrancy of the colors. When you can only use certain colors, and now you're like, man, I want to like using AI, make it more vibrant. And then you go to another verbiage, enhance it and make it more vibrant. I want to see the most colors come out of. So when I'm looking at, y'all already know, man. Like, hold on, let me show you this. When you sitting at your printer, and you're looking inside of the printer, and you're seeing the white popping, you're seeing the colors come through. Then you peep up that transfer as it comes through, and you look right before the powder process, and you be like, "Oh Jesus, wait till I pick this and put it on that shirt." And then once you put it on in the heat press, and you wait a couple seconds for it to cool down, and you cold peel it before you get that last press in, and you looking like, "Oh." You know how it is when your grandma used to cook your favorite meal, and you smell it, and you come around the kitchen, and you're like, "Oh, you in that, grandma? What you doing?" Now you peeping at it, you're like, "Oh my goodness." That's how it is. Now you feel like that kid at a candy store, man. And it's so crazy, man. I got a 4-year-old daughter, my youngest child. She'll come in, "Dad, you make me a shirt? Dad, you make me a shirt?" And she just want like, "Hold on, let me find the image." She'll be watching cartoons and call me in the, "You put that on my shirt? You put that on my shirt?" And I'm like, "That's trying to do something. What about me?" And now she just be feeling the shirt. And man, I'm gonna tell you, man, last week I put her a PJ Masks character, Luna Girl, on the shirt. She wanted to wear the shirt to school about 2 or 3 days in a row. I had to make her take the shirt off. Man, it's different, man. It's different. And I wanted to tie into something like what they were saying about the competition. This is something that I learned early. We're not robots. You know what I'm saying? We're not robots. That means that we're not patterned or made the same with the same. We might have similar materials, flesh, bones, and blood, but we are not made the same. Even twins Identical twins still differ. So what does that mean? You're going to think different. Your eyes are going to see different. Your hands are going to work different. So you don't have to try to compete with nobody else when you, even though y'all in the same thing, because y'all are too different and y'all minds are going to formulate different things and you're going to view it differently. So when it comes to people buying my product, they're not buying my product. They think you might think that person is buying your product. They ain't buying your product. They buying you.
Yeah.
That's what they're buying. They buying you. They want, like, I cut hair. They want to get a haircut from me. You know what I'm saying? So if I make a shirt, they want that shirt from me. And when the people love you and you got good customer service and you work with your people and they work with you, it's to the point they're like, man, hey, I messed up on that shirt. I don't worry about that right now. I'll buy it. I said, no, I'm gonna replace it. No, don't worry about it. Like even the lady, I just did a couple jackets for her, put Uncommon Favor on them just for her. She said, what I owe you? You don't owe me nothing. Yeah. And so she said, man, you know what? Well, I got a bounce castle business. Whenever your daughter ready to do her birthday party, you can get you 2 of these bounce castles. But guess what that's gonna do though? When somebody see her shirts, just because I blessed her, hey, you need to go here. I'ma call him. Hey, I got this person that got 30 shirts. I need you to make 30 shirt order for them. I got this church that need this order. I need you to make that order. So when you learn to give, learn to sow, learn to be a blessing, and learn to be you and stay in the grace that's on your life, man. Like you said something. Both of y'all made ink. How in the world can both of y'all be on the same panel, excited to talk to each other, embrace each other, but not compete? Because y'all got mutual respect. Y'all got love for the game, and y'all got mutual respect for each other. And if we learn to do that, man, like there's gonna be things that I can't do. Even listening to them, I'm like, okay, she really bad with her design, and he really bad with his design. So I'm gonna have to text Big Boy. I need their contact information because I want to shop with them. Even if it's, hey, can you teach me how to do it? You know what? Let me sit up under you. Be my seafood for the season. And let me sit up under you and learn. And that's how we grow the business. And even with the council stuff, back what Elegant said, once again, we can't say we know it's a definite because everything in our generation calls counsel. Listen, let's be honest. The boys, I gained some weight. I done gained some weight. I'm bigger than I used to be. It's okay. I'm gonna lose it. And this time I'm gonna pick it back up. But this thing, like people be like, man, they health conscious. And I tell a person, you ever seen a big farm, a commercial, the person out there doing the farming or spraying the stuff on there, they spraying pesticides on there with a hazmat suit on. Mm-hmm. But they sell that to us in the stores.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're not making your own powder, if you're not making your own shirts, if you're not making everything homegrown, if you're not raising your own animals to get the cotton or whatever you got to do, if you can't control everything, you're at the mercy of somebody else, man. So you got to be responsible. You got to be smart. You got to do everything. Do your due diligence to protect yourself with everything that you're doing. But this is the thing. Don't let one person that has not proven, and not saying that they're not telling the truth, but have not gave some substantial, hard scientific facts. That's like, hey, this is this is this, this is this, this is this, this is this. Like, okay, cool. No, that was fact. And let that be a repeated thing to scare you from even attempting to get started in something that's great.
I want to piggyback out there, bro. I think just like anything, you know, we too quick to watch a YouTube video and be like, oh, that's facts. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. I think even though, you know what I'm saying, I was watching somebody on TikTok last night. He say, you got some creators, content creators that's out here brainwashing people, because there are some people that will just do just exactly what you say. You know what I'm saying? I give you a funny story. When I first got in the t-shirt business, I was watching, I forgot the young man's name, but he told me, you want to get in the t-shirt business, man? You buy this color, you buy this, you buy that. I will pause the video. I'm like, right, word for word, everything. And I went by word, and really it was for like decals in the car. I didn't know what I was doing, but like I say, but it made me really dig in and do my research. It's just like we have to really do our research. You know what I'm saying? Because I went by all that stuff, and it was like a U.S. color, which I really probably should have used the cricket. But you know, I'm just saying we need to do our own research. Don't find the first video. You know, the video I watched about T-shirt was a dude who I thought was funny. You know, he kept me entertained. You know what I'm saying? And that probably was my problem. You know what I'm saying? Because he was great jokes half the time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I say, I think more than anything, man, we have to do our research. We got to do our research. Like I say, watch a couple of videos, Google, whatever it is we got to do. Man, I do apologize, man. We've already hit an hour. I don't want to keep y'all too long. I'm going to try to run through some of these questions real fast. Like I said, I don't want to keep y'all. I appreciate it. We still got plenty of people in the crowd. I don't know if I ain't went all the way down. I don't know if they cussing us out yet, but I know everybody have kids and family and loved ones. But like I say, if you have to go, whatever, I understand. I'm going to try to stay on look here as long as I can because I see we got questions galore. Man, this was asked in my group. Appreciate you, EJ. Appreciate you. He asked, what would be the best settings in the RIP to print a black knockout halftone picture so that the white will cover all the halftone and none of the transparent pixels? This is a great question to segue into Mr. Elegant Edit because I think he has some modules that you can pay for that will take you through that whole process. And if anybody know, if you know Elegant Edits, because he's been on the show many times, he is very thorough. I'm telling you, the man will take you down through there. Now, so what I'm going to do is, because I'm illiterate to this point right here, I ain't going to lie to you, boy, and the big boy just don't know. So we're going to pass that right on along to the right.
So what I would say, because I want to try to answer the question before I start sending people products and stuff. So it depends on what RIP it is. I don't have any sort of knowledge on CAD-Link. That's just my perspective. I'm proficient in AcroRip, but in AcroRip, you can do you can go to the white tab, and you'll see there's like a black threshold slider. But the problem with AcroRip is that there's no zoom feature. So you have to set your artboard, or I think it's just a document size, really small to where you can see it. So it makes it closer. And then you just have to play with that slider. Now, I don't like to do it this way. So the short version of this is that I wouldn't even use the black knockout feature in any RIP software because it's not really designed for that. It has it as a feature, but it's only in there so that you can feel as though it's the perceived value of feeling like, man, I just paid $600 and it has all of this stuff in it. But just because that feature's there, I would say that it's not, even though the feature's integrated into the RIP software, it's probably not the best. So I would use a tool. There's a guy, I think he's out in Greece somewhere, but I have the link over here, so I'll find that while I'm talking. But basically, he's done what's called actions in Photoshop, and I think he has a plugin for Affinity Designer as well. And so I have a little affiliate deal with him for the coupon, so that'll be in the chat there if you want to check that out. But what he's basically done is he's done all of the what's not really rasterization, but the halftoning steps. He's put that in an action form. So when you put the button settings in for the action in Photoshop, you can just click maybe 5 or 6 buttons and fully knock the black out and or halftone the image. So if you don't want the halftones, you just want to knock the black out, you can just skip the halftoning button or action that he's placed within that AcroRip and that Photoshop action. So that's the best way to halftone. And he also has the halftoning with the lines as well as the dots, small, medium, and large. If you're going to use the large or the small, you need to be using fine powder because you have 3 different grades of powder, or 4 actually. You have a low temperature fine, then you have fine, medium, and coarse. So if the smaller you get those dots in the halftone, you want to use a smaller, powder with the smaller granular, I don't know how you say that, granular, particles have to be smaller to get all of the ink to release, because you still have to, that powder has to absorb into the ink, or it has to bind with the ink. So if you're trying to knock the black out and have everything cover, if there's any white that's being like peeking out of the edges, I think that may be the question. I may be wrong on that, but if that's your question, I would also take the choke down. So when you're knocking the black out, or if you're DTF printing in general, you need to make sure that that choke is set to tuck it behind the colors, or you will see it, especially when you halftone it.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that helps.
All
It
right.
ain't not.
I hope that helped you out, Mr. Clemens. Let's go holler at see what Miss Zena. How you doing, Miss Zena? You know, Miss Zena, she's definitely. Hold on. Okay. Good evening, big boy in the chat. How you doing? Thank you, Zena. Hey, Zena's I remember when I met Miss Zena her in Texas. They had they had to show her. Oh my God, big boy taught me how to use my Cricut. Then the boy then knew that I didn't have enough room and such great products, so I'm exposed to thinking, bro. Oh God, that's my little sister. I made her. She was like, "Oh, make shirts." I had to make sure, girl, you gonna learn how to make these shirts. Let me say the word. Oh yeah. Y'all hate this. The worst buzzkills when someone's saying they can order that on Temu. Yeah, man, you want to support your people. You know what I'm saying? The people who's out here teaching you, giving you these skills, giving you this free game, man. Take care of your people. You might save $4, $5, but there ain't no love in it. This shirt was made with love. You know what I mean? Ooh, I think we have a perfect one for Miss Andrea Roberts. She said, I used AI a few times, and they seem to misspell words. Was a result for that. And Mr. Elegance, I apologize.
Huh?
I was saying, I guess we'll let Miss Roberts answer the question first, and then if you want to chime in, or Mr. Dory, if you want to chime in. I definitely let Miss Roberts go first.
Yeah, I've been talking a lot. Let her go first. I'll go last.
One of the things that you can use in order to, it depends on what you're using. So that right there sounds like they're using Bing. They did not specify which app they're using, but I'm going to assume that it is Bing, not even necessarily using the Chat GPT with anything additional, the plus or paid version. So we're going to say they're using the free version of Bing. So they probably put in their prompt and they probably said, can you please spell Andrea? And they just went on with the rest of their prompt, right? So more than likely, they gave them the incorrect spellings of the name 5 different ways, splayed, put it in a sandwich with peanut butter and jelly on top. And they're like, wait a minute, what is that? That is not what I asked for. So they put it in probably about 6 more times and got it about 30 more ways. And we don't know what language of Hebrew that is, but that is not English. So what I would suggest is you capitalize the name, okay, whatever name it is or whatever business it is, put it in quotation marks. And then by the end of the prompt, repeat it one more time. And then put the words reads as Andrea in quotation marks. And then put spelled correctly. Okay. That helps a lot of times. But there are other apps which will give you exactly what you're looking for. So, Mr. Big Boy, I don't know if we're going to do another live another time where we can go into exactly which apps to use and things like that with the prompts. Like they say, that's a class for another day. But what you would want to do is use quotation marks for whatever name it is or business it is that you want it to spell. And sometimes don't put any name. Just put your prompt in. Like, let's just say you're trying to create a logo. Let's say you want to make a hot dog. I'm in my head here. You want to make a hot dog. You know for a fact you want wheat bread. You want it to be a ultra realistic hot dog with a smile, and you want that hot dog to have an umbrella on and some shorts. Okay, so you put your prompt in just like that. Now here's where it comes in with the graphic design. Then you take that hot dog that you have created. Hold on a second. What? What? I know. That's my twin daughter. I have twin daughters. They are 8.
Hey, congratulations.
They act like SpongeBob. Good grief. Here they are. Gone. Go in there. I'm alive. The people don't want to see that, or maybe they do. But anyway. But anyway, you put your prompt in exactly like you want it to look, because what you're looking for is the aesthetic. Then you take it into another app. If you are fluent in Photoshop or Affinity, you can add the words on top. If you are not that fluent, you can use a free program like Canva. There is a free version. You can put it in, and then you can put whatever font and whatever colors you want it to be. There is a paid pro version of Canva. I'm just using, these are the main ones that people use. You can put in whatever picture it is, remove the background, or not remove the background. Sometimes they want to use a complete original picture, and you can put in your own words. So that way, if you only have 15 credits in Bing, then you're not wasting credits generating different photos, because that third picture might be the one that you really like and it's hot. But if it has an incorrect spelling of the name, it throws off everything that you're trying to do. Because even with, let's just stay with Canva, there is a way for you to put in Canva, but you have to be a pro paid member. So you put in, with Canva, you would go to edit. Okay, so you select the photo. After you load the photo in with that hot dog and the umbrella and the shorts, okay, you put that photo in there, and then you would go up to effects. There's a way for you to grab the text in Canva. You can grab the text, and it will allow you whatever words that you put in. If you put in Andrea and it gave you AIUNEEENDREA, you go, what is that? You can grab that text. It will find a similar font, and then you can spell your name correctly. That's one way to do it. Or you can just load the photo as the original and then type your own font on it, whatever size, dimensions you want. And there are many ways to slay a cat, so to speak.
We love that free 99. Did you want to add anything here, Mr. Janoris?
No, she hit the nail on the head. Once again, it's the quotations, and I learned a lot here today. So that's why we're here. I've done the quotations, but never actually spaced it out in that way. But for the most part, I just use Illustrator. But that's one of the things that I want to cover in the AI to AI. So that's artificial intelligence to Adobe Illustrator. It'll be like a live Zoom that I want to do pretty soon. I don't think I'm as proficient with the whole AI scene as, before I put anything out there, I have to really do my my due diligence. So I haven't really put that out there yet, but I'm working on it. But yeah, I'm still learning. We're all still learning. So.
Man, every day. Hey Becky, how you doing? Let me see, what do we have? Yep, that AI, like I say, it is definitely hit and miss. Let me say, design that. Oh man. Oh, they're a little rough. Good Lord. Hey, Ms. Brown, thank you so much for coming in. Man, definitely want to give her a prop. She's over there. Y'all go over there, Crafter's Journey. Go over there, because she's doing a lot of great things over there. T. Harris, what's going on? Appreciate you, brother, tuning in. T. Harris, man, he's been rocking with me for a long time. Definitely want to shout out to the people. Thank y'all for coming out and rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? I want to give y'all props, because you know what I'm saying? Y'all could have been doing anything. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all coming out here and listening to us. Try to do anything we can to help y'all make money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was speechless. Let me see. It was just so much knowledge. You know what I'm saying, girl? That girl sharp. I was like, what? I was confused. I was really trying to catch up. I could go back and rewatch it, because I was like, I didn't even know it got technical like that. You know what I'm saying? Look at that, see? Man. What up? Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see if we can't get to a couple of questions. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Richard? Man, he's doing a lot of great things over there. Prime time sublimation. Let me see. Let's be real. We do stupid things. Yeah. You gotta learn. And the main thing is make sure we learn from it. Mr. Ronnie Smooth, how you doing? Appreciate you tuning in. That's my boy, man. He is doing his thing over there on TikTok. So let's see what Mr. Ruben is talking about. Got to understand that working in enclosed environments forever with no proper PPE, with the amount of printers that Brother Ernest worked with, something that was bound to happen, but there is no absolute proof that the pattern caused it. When the form of cancer he has is a thyroid, and unless he passes, God willing, he does not, but scraping of the lungs and proper testing will be the only way to truly say it exactly. And that's what, like I say, the truth gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, the truth gonna come out. So we all know. I'm just glad that was one of the main reasons for me to go live on YouTube, because I wanted to give it a couple more weeks, but it needed to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people not saying nothing, and that's me as a consumer. Like, hey, I did it on Facebook, but I want to come out on YouTube and say that, make sure you take care of yourself and wear your proper PPE, please. I don't think there's enough. Yep, there you go. Yep. Hey, Best Unit. Yeah, that's my mentor right there, the Best Unit. She don't play. Yeah.
I've been away for about a year, but yeah, man, she's really decent, man.
Man, y'all definitely go over there. Y'all go over there and holler at the Best Unit, man. Y'all go over there, hit that subscribe button and say Big Boy sent you. You hear me? I do not play. You hear me? Just go over there and holler at my girl. Okay, let me see. Pluses to be heated, easy of the powder. So like I say, this powder used correct way, it is definitely harmless, because definitely. Miss Ashley, hey girl, how you do? Y'all got to excuse me. A lot of my friends from below. Hey girl, hey, that is Miss Ashley Crocker. Like I say, definitely affiliated over there with Cosmos Inc. You know what I'm saying? She has her own thing, her online DTF, and y'all go over Ambition Crazy. Y'all go over there. The girl is hot doing her thing, blowing up. You know what I'm saying? And then look what she say. Well said, okay, Ashley. Hey, y'all know we're gonna get her up here too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what I would. Yeah. Hey, yeah, we have. Oh, look at Back the Goon. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Back the Goon. What's up, baby? Brittany, how you doing? How you doing, Sydney? It will be the little things that mean so much. Exactly. Let me see if we can't get to a question right quick. Definitely want to say here, like I say, I can't thank the people enough. I definitely appreciate everybody. Y'all coming out here listening, and you know what I'm saying, this free game. Like I said, if there is anything that, you know what I'm saying, any questions we can help y'all with, any questions we can answer for y'all, please let us know, especially while y'all got us here. Let me see what else we got. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I got all my questions answered. So I guess my question with the new technology. I guess one of my last questions with the new technology with DTF and AI. Where do you see the future of the t-shirt business in the next 10 years?
I mean, I'll go first. If, to be honest, I don't see a cap, because as Ms. Roberts said earlier, even though we have AI, you still have a person behind it. And one of the things we have to realize, man, one of the greatest computers ever been built is the human mind. And our imagination, like, think about it, man. Somebody was talking about, they was walking one day, and he brought out the Henry T. Ford thing. Dude was buying horses, and this man said, I don't want to buy no horse. I want a machine. I want to build something that'll make me go faster than the horses. So when we think at the human mind and our level of creativity, man, we might be designing suits, like robotic suits with ink or something up on, like, we just don't know. where we're gonna be at, man, with our designing, with just the t-shirts, man. Man, you might design something that's the once a month shirt. It changes colors every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like you just put it on, it cleanses itself, a self-cleaning thing. We don't know, because we don't know where our imagination is gonna be at. Remember Back to the Future, what it is, when Marty McFly's son got wet in the one and the shoes dried themselves off. We don't know. Man, we might be here 60 and 70 years old. Like, man, do y'all remember? Look at my stuff now. You know what I'm saying? It's on your skin. You don't know. Like, you really don't know, man. I just say, man, we just gotta keep evolving.
You right.
For me, I think that definitely in the next 10 years, I would probably say we may not even be printing with DTF. It'll probably be something new, but it's kind of akin to DTF, but it'll probably be powderless. We have already started seeing them put out like glow in the dark films, and then you have people like me. I was studying this for about 2 years, and I've used foil with DTF. So I'm still testing everything out, but you basically get the foil, the actual foil layer, to bind with the ink and everything. So it's still in the beta form or whatever, but I have the foils and stuff. I have it in the master class. You can see at least how I'm doing it. And I hope that we could just push it forward. But I think it'll be glow in the dark inks and all types of craziness that people will come out with. So we already have fluorescence. So I'm working on that too, with the layout to do with the fluorescent with the converted printers, because I think the most affordable fluorescent printer is it's a commercial printer, and you're paying probably 30,000. It's a 60-inch though. So, but yeah, so I want to do that for converted printers too. And we'll have that talk about commercial versus converted. It's an interesting conversation. So maybe we can do that on the next one. So, I've got a Mythbusters edition coming. I've got it coming. I want to print on something like a 1430, or even me. I don't really like the XP 15000, but I might even do that. Try to print the softest transfer on an XP 15000, and then have someone tell me that you can't do it versus commercial. So
I think I'm gonna give me a couple of transfers from Forcell, and I'm gonna print a couple. I'm gonna see if they can tell which is which. Miss Roberts,
I think the next generation of t-shirt printing, and we're just gonna say t-shirts because apparel comes in many forms when you're talking about putting it on different types of blanks. But I think we're gonna probably get t-shirts in peel forms. Okay, we're gonna be like the Jetsons. They're gonna be taking that t-shirt, bloop, popping that thing down the peel. You're gonna be shaking it up like a bag of Skittles. What do I want to wear today? Pow, throw that thing on you, and that's what you're gonna be wearing. But in all seriousness, I think that DTG will probably be small in-house. You'll probably be having portable ones, like we got those Epson printers with the big refillable inks. I think they will probably make them smaller and available nationwide. Something to that effect. That way you don't need the powders and things like that. We're talking about the future. We're talking about way out there, because a lot of people talk about how they like the silky feel of the direct-to-garment, DTG, direct-to-garment. But in the meantime, DTF, direct-to-film, has taken over. We're talking about right here, right now, today. So when we're talking about inks, we're talking about vibrancy, and we're talking about the pop that you add with the white backing on the back. DTG is the way to go. But if you do not have DTG, you got DTF. And the direct-to-film is best next to sublimation, which nothing can take the sublimation place, because that sublimation is permanent. But again, when we were talking about the toxins, the fumes, the smells, like the PPE, where you protect yourself with the gloves and the mask, you always have to ventilate. I remember seeing somebody for the first time ever do a direct-to-film powder situation with the shakers and the heater, one of the things they had was a ventilated system and an exhaust to take that smell out of the house through a window. So when I first saw that, I said, okay, this is serious business. This right here isn't just heating it up. And like you were saying, when you get the ink that changes from heated, a liquid, to a gas, back down to a solid, and binds with the fabrics inside of the polyester, at the end of the day, yes, there's a chemical reaction and there's a smell that happens. So you're going to have to get out and get you some air. Okay, so a lot of times we got stuff called tablet kids. Okay, people don't go outside anymore. So even though things are convenient, you might need to take that phone outside, open the doors up, and still get you some ventilation to get you some air, because there are different toxins. We still have to do the research, and also quality. Don't just get it from here or there. We're not gonna name any place, but here or there, make sure you have quality products that you're using over and over again. Use trusted vendors and trusted friends, so that you can make sure that you are putting on garments which are not toxic to you. Because again, that stuff sits up against your skin one way or another. And you could have a chemical reaction where you can be sitting up here just itching like you smoking. And you know what I'm saying? We don't need that. We trying to be hot up in here, okay? We want premium apparel. We don't want offensive apparel, okay? So, I think the t-shirt game is going to take off. I think we're going to be flying spaceships and rockets in the future.
Thank you, Ms. Roberts. Okay, we got one last question, then we're going to wrap this up. I really appreciate y'all staying on here with me. This should be a real quick one, right quick. We got Mr. Griffiths. I have a Epson P5000. The printhead is leaving on the P5000 on the film. What is it leaving? Ink? How do you fix it? I mean, the printhead is staying on the film. Does that sound, Mr. Janoris, anything? I know.
I don't. He may be talking about maybe the head is striking it, like if it's smearing the film or smearing the ink on the film, but.
That's what
it is. P5000, the printhead is leaving P5000.
Yeah, I wish you put a, I wish you would have. If that's it, 9 times out of 10, that's probably just not being leveled or something.
It'll probably be dried ink on the head. You have so if you're just looking at the print head at eye level, and you have the carriage or whatever, it sits in there. P5000 has the ink selector on top. You have the print head, and over time, it's probably a dirty a wiper blade too. So, and the only way to clean the wiper blade, you have to have that the service program to do that.
Oh no. I don't know.
Logo. Oh, like logo. Like, are you talking about so sometime I think he's talking about there's a test. There's a it's almost like a nozzle check, but that's going to be in your preferences. I think I know what you're talking about. It basically it tells you how much film you have left remaining. So at some point in time, either there's some issue with the firmware, or you hit it to where it's in the preferences to print that after each print, and it shows you how much roll. It may be a roll alert, like where it shows you how much film is left on the roll, if you have it set that way, or it could just be that it prints a nozzle check. But if that's what you meant, I think he meant to say logo.
Yeah.
But either that, yeah. But if it's not smearing, then that's okay. That's good. It's great. But sometimes you have to manually clean the print head. But that sounds like more of either a RIP-based issue or an issue with the settings. Now, if you don't want to go through all of that, just delete the P5000 from your printer. You'll still have the RIP software. It'll keep all the settings, but you'll have to redo the ink order. So make sure you keep that. If you're using AcryRip, make sure you keep the ink order. Take a picture or something, but just delete the whole P5000, reinstall it, and then all of that should be reset to factory.
Simplicity Hair Design Germany. Our logo is hair in your own choice. That is. I don't know. Well, if Mr. Griffin, you just hit us up on you can hit me up or this Elegant Ladies up on Facebook. because it's a little kind of hard to understand what's.
Seems like he's been hacked.
Oh,
or
okay,
something.
yeah. Man, we sorry about that, man. We gonna yeah, like he been hacked on Facebook. Might want to check that out. But before we get out of here, I want y'all to take the time, let the people know how they can reach you, how they can find you. Because I'm sure y'all, like I say, everybody does great work on here. Like I say, they looking for transfers, AI. You know, definitely let the people know. Who wants to go? You want to start Elegant first?
Yeah. Man. So I have Pop BTF ink. You can go to popbtf.com. I haven't put the inks on the site yet. Everything's in stock, but I'm working on the website and all that. So we have the 500 milliliter bottles and the liter bottles. I have the mastery class for DTF printing, where I show you Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop stuff from file formatting to show you what makes a good image when you're purchasing them or if you're creating them. I walk you through that entire process. What else? Pop BTF YouTube or Elegant Edits YouTube. I have both of those channels. I'm also obviously in this group. You can reach out to me personally within reason. You know, I'll help anytime you send me pictures and a detailed description of what's happening. I usually don't charge you for that, but if I have to go and physically set up a video call and chat and look at the printer and do a one-on-one, I do charge for that. But yeah, if you're having issues with your printer, send me pictures, send me video. I'll do my best to help you out with that. I appreciate every single person who's ever put any sort of interest in what I'm doing up here. And I plan on giving back to the community as well. Thank you for listening to my monotone voice. And I'm out.
Thank you, Elegant. Miss Teresa. Hello.
Okay. I'm always on Facebook. More than likely, you will find me here somewhere on Facebook. So Andrea Roberts on Facebook. You can also find me at God Says to Design, GS2D. I also have TikTok. So I'm fun. Okay. We lively over here. We're a little bit like Big Boy. We like to dance. We like to get it in. You know, hey, it ain't always serious business, you know, but you can definitely also find me at ANDREA, Andrea GS2D on, okay, I'm over here confirming friend request, but you can also find me Andrea GS2D. Hold on, I came back. Here we are. I was confirming friend request. I'm sorry, I knocked myself out, but you can find me Andrea GS2D. I am on TikTok. I also have a second spot, which is God Says to Design, and that's the number 2 on TikTok as well. But my thing is art. So anything from visually creating beautiful images, again, that's what I do. AI art. Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I know we had a sound problem earlier, so I had to check, y'all. I had to check sound check 1, 2, 3. I had to check it out. But I'm always on Facebook. This is basically where I am. So you normally, if you cannot reach me on my page, or if something is going on and life is lifing, hey, that might be the next series of shirts, y'all. Life be lifing, okay? You can always hit me up in direct messenger. But I also am One Rare Genius on Instagram as well. But Andrea Roberts, I'm right here on Facebook. Send me a friend request. We can communicate, collaborate, get it in. There's enough money out here for everybody to eat. I truly believe that. There's no shade, no jealousy, nothing here, because I'm too busy doing me, if you know what I mean. So I believe there's something for us to learn from everybody. Everybody contributes enough knowledge that when you pull that knowledge together, we can change the game of T-shirts, art, as well as business, okay? Because we are multifaceted people. So, you know, I'm a big thinker. I'm quiet in the corner, but I'm a big thinker. So, you know, you can find me on Facebook. I appreciate this cohort, and I appreciate everybody for their kindness and coming together with the ideas and the community as a whole, doing something positive. It's nice to find something positive amongst all the negativity out in the world, okay? So those positive vibrations mean a lot. I appreciate you guys. And I'm just here for it.
Man, thank you, Mr. Dorian.
Well, but you can still look me up on Facebook, Dorian Ross. That's my first and my last name. I don't know as much as these three geniuses do, but I can tell you what I can do. I can direct you to one of them if I don't know the question. But anything I do know, I'm willing to share it, man. If you do need transfers, I'm willing to ship the transfers. But man, Facebook right now is the only way to get in contact with me when it comes to my DTF business that I'm launching. But like they said though, man, like I'm grateful for being on the panel. I'm grateful to Big Boy because I got introduced to him, a real genuine stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, big bro. Pleasure to meet you. Mr. Elegant, Mr. J. It's a pleasure to allow you and Miss Roberts this evening to just pour into my brain. I'm grateful for that. I look forward to getting to know both of you guys. Doing business with you guys as well. Learning from you guys as well, man. And I just advise anybody who's curious about getting into the game. You want to like, man, I want to do it. I don't know where to start. Now, Mr. J said he don't like the XP 15,000. I'm starting with the XP 15,000 because I'm balling on the budget, baby.
No, I understand, but my reasons. I was talking to Big Boy about that, but my reasons stem from way back.
Yeah.
You got to go back a couple years for me, and the inks weren't as good. And then I was thinking about a beginner, all the things that they had to do to get it working. And I said, I never want a beginner to have to do those things. Mm-hmm. They got enough to worry about versus fighting the printer. So I don't know anything up until 2 years ago. So maybe, from what I hear, everything's getting better. The inks are better. People have kind of developed the process, but I'm fighting my hardest to get away from working with old knowledge, kind of like the designing on an iPad versus on the computer. It doesn't have to be that way to get good quality results. The only thing that matters is, does the shirt wash well? Does it have a soft hand? And how fast you can get it to them. All this other stuff is just conjecture. So it's just, they're just my opinions or other people's opinions. But please don't in any way, shape what I said earlier to deter you or to feel like, oh man, I don't have this type of printer or this is where I'm starting. We all have to start somewhere, and I always try to encourage people to try. And you're locking arms with people. Like, I have a lot of mentors, but you don't hear about all the mentors. You just hear me, and you think it's all me. But I'll be bugging my mentor. He's an Epson tech. I'll be bugging him tonight about issues that we've come up with or my customers have come up with. So you never stop learning. And I learned from my daughter, and she's 17 months. So she's 17 months old, and I learned some things from her. So always be a student.
And I love that. I love how your perspective is on things. I love, but you found what worked for you and is beneficial to you, and you're telling other people like, hey, find what works for you. If how I do it works for you, I'm willing to help you. If how Dorian does work for you, then he'll be willing to help you. And the key thing you said, man, mentors. I think everybody needs a mentor. Everybody needs a coach, because the benefit of that is that person has walked down the road that you're now trying to navigate down. And so they can help you move faster and walk smoothly and avoid a lot of the road bumps and the potholes that we have to go over that'll make the turbulence, that'll make you like, no, I don't want to do it any longer. Because I tell you, like, it took me like a day and a half to get my printer up and running, but I was so focused on doing it. But if I didn't have Foster Bird at the time, I called him every 10 seconds. Hey, bro, I'm only print orange. Hey, bro, now I'm only print green. Hey, bro, what I supposed to do? Do I need to bring my printer to you? You got a YouTube video that I need to watch. This is where I'm at. But I think when you meet people like that, man, that's willing to take the time to help you grow. Because one thing I learned is my gift ain't good unless I'm giving it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm not serving people with my gift, because you can measure a person's life by the people that were impacted by that person. Like I tell people this right here, and this is gonna be my last thing. This is my faith talk. If like a lot of people don't believe in the Jesus stuff, I say believe in what you want to believe in. That's your free will. But I tell people, if you don't make Jesus a God, if you just make him a man, and historically we say he lived. So this man took 12 people and changed the whole world. I said, man, there got to be something significant about it. So what can I do with the people that I have in my life? How can we change the circumference of the world that we live in? And so that's what I'm trying to do. And like what you guys are doing, DTF, you're changing life. You're giving people happiness. You're giving them joy by bringing their images to life. That's amazing.
Listen, I want to say, you talking about mentors. It's such a blessing to have. You know what I'm saying? The God himself. You know what I'm talking about? The Don. You know what I'm talking about? Introduced Big Boy to DTL. Cause I wasn't very one. The God that introduced me to DTL. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I mean, the man was so cold, had so much knowledge. The man had Cosmos Ink over there begging, man, come over there and help me sell my ink, man, come over there. Man, my boy Anthony Alexander, that's hey, man, we got to get him on here, you know what I'm saying? Even though he sorry Denver Broncos fan, you know what I'm saying? We got a couple of them in there. We ain't going to say that. We ain't going to get on there. We're not going to get on there right now. But we gonna get them over here, you know what I'm saying? Just like to go through the evolution. We talking about, you know what I'm saying? DTF ain't been around that long, but the evolution, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate him. Always he tapping in, you know what I'm saying? And if you need, man, I'm talking about funky. I'm talking about, so now we're gonna go back to old school. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talking about Photoshop. We talking about crazy designs. You know what I'm saying? We don't even, look. Crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of those when, like, oh man, you got family coming in town and they gotta be super clean. That's who you call when you want that design done, because you gonna make sure everything. Man, listen, that man is a beast in Photoshop. He is, man, silhouette, man. Listen, but we definitely, man, appreciate, you know what I'm saying? Always when the God touches down, you know what I'm saying, in the DTF game, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, that, hey, and Ashley, they rock together, you know what I'm saying? They did their thing over there, you know what I'm saying? I always appreciate, I'm sorry, Ashley too, Ashley was right there too. I can't lie, elegant too, you know what I'm saying? I got to give props, tell the truth, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I appreciate y'all, all the big names, you know what I'm saying? We got some big names in the house, you know what I'm saying? So, I just want to say thank y'all, you know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on. And, yep, there you go. Yep, that is the goat, right? I can't lie, you know what I'm saying? Look, I just keep it 100, you know what I'm saying? That's all we can do. But yeah, if we never go for that man, I know I wouldn't be the man I am right now. He really helped me, man. That's just the truth. But I want to appreciate everybody. Yeah, man, y'all already know what it is. Like I say, man, we go way back like 4 Flash. Next week, we're going to be doing some designing. Hopefully, we can get, maybe we can get surprised. Get Anthony out here and show us some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to see a couple of things. Next week, we'll be doing designing and showing a couple of things. And then the week after that, I'm going to have a game show. So we're going to bring back a couple of old friends. We'll have a game show next 2 weeks from now. Next week, we're going to show some people how some things get created. You know what I'm saying? Because we be dropping designs. And people like, how you do that? How you do that? So, you know what I'm saying? This week, the first week, we converted the XP 15,000. The second week, we showed you the maintenance, how to keep your XP 15,000 up. Shout out to Foster Bird for those 2 videos. Then last week we was me, you know, we had to discuss the DTF powder. And next week we're gonna show you how to do some funky designs. If you don't want to, you know what I'm saying, like you can always hit up, you know what I'm saying. We got definitely people who can do it for you, but there's a few things that's pretty simple, you know what I'm saying, that we can do, you know what I'm saying, unless we have to pull out the big guns, you know what I'm saying. We have to call Miss Roberts. But for the next 2 weeks, like I say, next week we're gonna have teach y'all a few things. It's definitely gonna be fun. I'm gonna sit up and I'm gonna have a drink. We're gonna have a good time. And then the next week after that, we're gonna have a game show. I don't know, we're definitely gonna be, I'm probably gonna be giving some money away because I like to give money away. It's just been so serious, you know what I'm saying? But the games are gonna be giving that. Maybe next week we'll have a little game. It's been a while, y'all know I like to give that money away. So next week, tune in. If you ain't in there, you can't win. So we just gonna have some fun, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know, man, big boy. And we out.